converting between fractions and percents. And we'll also do decimals today. One thing you need to know is that when we're working with percents, we're always going to be working with 100. It's going to show up all over the place. All right, so let's start over here, percents to fractions. Right here, this is where we are. If I've got 1%, 1 out of 100. So if I have 20% and I want to change it to a fraction, 1% is 1 out of 100, 20% is 20 out of 100. Now we should reduce that fraction. You can do it in your calculator, you can do it in your head. They both divide by 20, and I get 1 over 5. So that fraction reduced to 1/5, so 20% equals 1/5. Now let's go the other direction. Fractions to percents. Always out of 100, and this is where we're going to use our proportions and ratios that we've been practicing. I want to convert 3/4 to a percent. So we're going to remember that we're always out of 100. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that 3/4, 3 out of 4, we're going to set up a proportion. And it's always going to equal out of 100. And I don't know the answer right here, so we're going to call it x. Now let's do our cross products. 4x equals 300 divided by 4, divided by 4, x is 75. Guess what? 3/4 is 75%. Right, so let's continue practicing that. We've got fractions that I want to move. I want to move this row to percents. I want to move this row to fractions. All right, so we're just going to put x out of 100. We'll do our cross products. 10x equals 400 divided by 10, divided by 10. X is 40%. All right, set it equal to x out of 100. Cross products. 4x equals 100. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X is 25%. X out of 100. 4x equals 300. Didn't we just do that one a second ago? Here it is. 75%. Now, to go from percents to decimals, this one's a little friendlier. Just put it over 100, then reduce your fraction. That one reduces to 7/10. Out of 100. 4/10 reduces to 2/5. Out of 100. 6 out of 10, right? I'm just canceling those zeros. Those both divide by 2. 3 out of 5. Okay, now let's work with decimals. Percent to a decimal. The trick here is we're going to have a bouncing decimal. And if we're going from a percent to a decimal, we start at the end and I bounce twice. 1, 2, start. Percent to decimal. We start here and we're going to bounce to the left. So 1, 2, and here's the decimal, 0.1. Put your 0 in front. Start with the decimal at the end. How many times am I going to bounce? 1, 2. So 0.9, put your 0 in front. Start here. How many times am I going to bounce? 1, 2. Decimal here. 0.3, 0 in the front. All right, decimal is there, so you can't see it. 1, 2. What do we get? 0.6. What do we need to put in front? 0. Let's do these problems down here while that's in our head. 1, 2, 0.2, put a 0 in front. 1, 2, 0.7, put a 0 in front. 1, 2, 0.5, put a 0 in front. Okay, to go the other direction, decimal to a percent, we are going to start here, and we're going to move it to the right. All right, so here's my decimal. 1, 2. I've moved it. Now I've got 0, 1, 0, which equates to that. 0.5, how many times am I going to move it? 1, 2. Put a 0 here. What do you get? 50. All right, 0.8, 1, 2. What do we get? 80, right there. All right, so here we've got 0.4. How many times do we need to move it? 1, 2. What do we get? 40%. 1, 2. What do we get? 30%. 1, 2. What do we get? 70%. I went really fast, so you are going to need to pause that, rewind it, listen to it, but you can do it.